Okay, I want to get you started on your paper number 2. So listen up. This short lecture is going to give you an introduction for you to start, and it's all you're going to need. You are going to take the initiative on this paper number 2 because, frankly, everything in it that I'm grading, we've already gone over. So it's just kind of another, almost a practice way of showing that you know how to write a college paper. This paper will not necessarily be trying to convince. It is just an informational paper about something that you found interesting in the Old West time frame, which was 1800 to 1900. First, I want to draw your attention real quick to our front page. When you log into my class and click home, it used to be a picture of Mark Twain. I have changed it. So take a minute to take a look at that. I think it's very inspiring. I think we need a little inspiration right now, so I changed it. At any rate, let's go ahead and look at paper 2. Always go to the modules. Remember from the first lectures? Always go to the modules first. We've gone through week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6, and yes, we are now on week 7. Paper number 2 rubric is in week 7 of the modules. Okay, you see Annie Oakley here. She was a famous sharpshooter woman, which really, women didn't do much sharpshooting back then. They didn't have all their rights yet. They were still considered kind of better raising the children, teaching the children in the kitchen, things like that. That makes me really angry because I think women have so much more to offer sometimes than men. Certainly equal. And so one thing you might look at is the role of women in the Old West. There's one thing, but you can cover anything that you find interesting. How are you going to find your topic? You're going to have to start reading. You're going to have to start researching. It's okay to research on the internet, that's fine, but you're going to have your 6 sources this time. 6. So you're going to need a lot of sources. So start on the internet, work your way out to books. Now you can download this rubric right here if you'd like to have it next to you. Sometimes I still want paper things because going around windows and stuff, it's kind of tough. Okay, let's go with Annie Oakley. Bye, Annie Oakley. Nice seeing you. Here's what you have to have done on this paper, and then I'm really just turning it over to you. You do not need to write a rough draft for this paper. Yay! No rough draft needed. But I'm going to be a little bit more strict of following this rubric. So take a look at it with me now. If you have any questions through the process, let me know. This is going to be due in 1 week. And late papers are going to be penalized 50 points every day they're late. The first thing, have a thesis statement correctly placed with 3 sections identified. Gotta have it. Now, in this case, you're not trying to prove anything, you're just informing your audience. If you want to say, the cotton gin was an amazing invention for 3 reasons, then talk about it, okay? I believe that was maybe prior to the Old West, so don't do that one necessarily, unless you find out it's between 1800 and 1900. You could talk about the Civil War. I think it'd be great for you to research more about the Civil War. It's very mysterious to a lot of people. So you could do the Civil War. But again, you're not trying to convince anyone of anything, you're just giving information. It's called an expository essay. It is going to involve 6 sources and something you're excited about. So you're going to have to do a little research. There are some movies you could watch to get in the mood and get some ideas from what you see. The Native Americans and almost said the white man, but it's not just white men, it was a lot of races. Americans. Okay, the Americans and the Indians or the Native Americans were clashing for land. Maybe you could write about that. Why was it happening? What happened? Did the Indians fight in the Civil War? Did blacks fight in the Civil War? In what capacity? How did they sign up? What did they get paid? These are all things that you might want to look up. So you need to write and turn in 3 to 5 pages. Now, Dances with Wolves is the movie that I forgot to mention, sorry. Dances with Wolves shows a lot that was going on, mostly at the end of the Civil War. But there's a lot of stuff in there you could watch and get ideas about. How did the military work? What was the role of women during the war? Could a woman divorce a man? I mean, I don't know. There's just a lot of things here that you can look up. So go ahead and write and turn in your 3-5 pages. I'm going to change that. I'm sorry. I am going to change that to 5 pages. We are moving up in the world, and I'm expecting more from you. $150 points, that's staying the same. You're going to upload your paper. This is what it looks like from behind the scenes. If I want to do text entry, in case you're curious how I do that, I just click text entry. But I need to change, let's see here, where did they go? Down here. It must be 5 pages minimum. If for every page that you're off, I'm going to dock you points. And I'm going to ask, did they do all these things that I showed them to do and that they had access to? Getting it to 5 pages is totally in your power. I don't want to hear, I couldn't write anymore, okay? Write 5 pages. Thank you. There is a lot to write about the Wild West. But I have learned, don't use the Wild West in your searches. Use the Old West. And then once you find your topic, just use that as your search. You must do the MLA format, which this was kind of a nightmare from you guys. And I don't mean that to bum you out. I'm just saying there were works cited over to the left all the way. It has to be centered. Look up the Owl at Purdue. I think I've told you that at least 3 times. The Owl at Purdue online will show you a correct works cited page. They even have some that you can download that already have it started. So some people were saying, I didn't know how to, left justify or tab or things like that. Just get one of the already made templates from the Owl at Purdue. Yeah, so I don't know what else to say about that. We've already gone over it. Go look back in the lectures. You'll find plenty of resources. Those lectures should be gone back to, too. If you get stuck, you're not sure how to do something, go back and look at another lecture where we talked about works cited. And they're all over the internet. So just get an example of MLA works cited. Do it that way, or you're going to lose a lot of points this time. Because last time I sort of let it go. If you had sources, but they're all messed up all over the place, not MLA, I just kind of let it go. Maybe took like 3 points off. But in this paper, since we're not doing anything difficult like trying to explain and use Toolman's method and all that, we're not trying to do logic here. We're just trying to tell people about a cool thing in the Old West. Finally, avoid excessive spelling and grammatical errors. So there, you now have your assignment. Do not procrastinate. When we talk again, or when I have a lecture for you on Monday, we're going to be talking about turning it in. Okay, we're not going to be talking about doing a draft, things like. We're going to talk about turning it in. So try to do like an hour a day, I would recommend. Getting ready, finally writing it, doing your rough draft, and then doing your final draft. And I think it will probably take you until next Tuesday or Wednesday to be done. And I haven't set a due date yet, but that's what I want you to do. So, as always, take a deep breath. You're the master of your own writing. So here you have it, what you need to do. Please get excited about the Old West. Start researching it now, get your topic, and get this, I don't know if I said this already, but you do not have to approve your topic with me. Just simply analyze the words that I've given in this lecture, look at the rubric, and turn it in when it's due, which is going to be 1 week. Thank you very much.